How they're willing to pay me $1,500 to lie about something very important in my job. You know, you shouldn't lie just to receive money. Hey, don't sweat it after it's said and done. You pray, you ask for forgiveness, and that's it. God bless everyone. It's good to be back. This is your friend Edwin Perez, and we are here again with Tu Voz Es Mi Voz. I have a very interesting message I want to share with you, and at this moment I want to read, and if you have the chance, read with me in Judges chapter 16, verse 20. And it says like this: Then she called Samson, "The Philistines are upon you." He awoke from his sleep and thought, "I'll go out as before and shake myself free." But he did not know that the Lord had left him. This is a very interesting story. It's a very common story about the life of Samson. Some details that we need to know about him is that he was a Nazirite. It is said as a tradition, since they are born, they are not allowed for a haircut. Their hair grows out long. For an example, Jesus was a Nazirite, so his hair was long for sure. But in this moment, Samson, when God created Samson, he was meant to be a destroyer of the enemies of Israel. Any person that came to him, he would defeat them because he had a strength like no other man. But this strength was special because God had gave him the strength. Anytime he needed, it said the presence of God was over him, and at the moment, boom, he was like Popeye. He was the strongest person there is. He took down armies. He took down thousands of soldiers. But we find ourselves that he is in love with Delilah. I imagine Delilah being a very pretty young lady and came to him. But the enemy saw that and said, "Delilah, look, and we'll make you a deal. You go, you speak to Samson, you make him, fall in love with you, tell him sweet things. And what we have for you is a little cash, a little gold, a little silver, and we'll exchange for that." So Delilah said, "Deal, let's do it." So she goes. You can imagine a young lady trying to get something out of you. For those that have a daughter, maybe, for those that have a wife, they make these faces, try to make you do what they want. So Samson, being the strongest of all men, fell. Because he says, what is the answer? What is the reason of your strength? So Samson tells her 1, 2, 3 things, and she tries them all, and she finds out they're all lies. So she goes to Samson and says, "What's the problem? What's the deal? I've been asking for you, and if you love me, you will tell me what consists your strength." So Samson said, "I'm gonna tell her. Besides, I will always be strong. There will be no problems. I don't see anything bad happening." So she says to Delilah, "I am a Nazirite. I am not allowed to cut my hair. The moment my hair is cut, I will lose my strength and I will be like the rest of the men." So the verse, and it grabs my attention because he goes to sleep in her arms. Don't think he's with one eye open, seeing if she's gonna do something. He wasn't worried. He slept well. And the Philistines are there, the enemy of that moment. And he wakes up. She says, "Samson, they're here. Your enemies are here." He wakes up and he realizes he is no longer strong. Now, what is my message? What am I trying to say? Because this is the most expensive haircut. He didn't pay with money. He paid with the presence of God. Because let me tell you, the best thing in life that can happen to us is that the presence of God is with us. The moment that is no longer there, we are vulnerable, we are weak, we are insignificant, we have no purpose, we have no identity. That's why the reason of the presence of God is important to us. But the problem is that we think we're too smart for God. We think we're too strong for God. We think we can outwit God. That's why many people, when they're being asked, does God exist? They say, "No, I don't need him. I've never needed him. I don't sin. I don't do this. I'm strong. I'm capable of living my life without a God." And that's the huge error. We're just like Samson because we think we can do it all. But that's when we are most vulnerable. So my friend, you that are listening, I want to advise you. I want to recommend you. I insist for you to believe in Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for us. Because having him, our life will change dramatically in a way that we don't expect it. So don't wait too long to do that. Let's learn from Samson, because the enemy is waiting. He knows your secret. He knows if this person does not have the presence of God, he is mine. I can trap him. I can have him. And he will never bow to the Lord. He will never give his life to the Lord. And he will see the difference, or the way God can use him. And that is the deal. That's the problem that we are not realizing. The presence of God does something huge in our life. That's why there's so many people that are sad, that are thinking of committing suicide, that feel like they're not loved, that they're not worth anything. They don't feel valuable, because the most valuable that we can have is being loved by God. And I promise you, everything else is right behind us. He promised us. He said, have your eyes look at the Lord. Look at him. Don't look at the stuff around us. There are things that are here and the next day they're not. Look towards him. And the amazing thing is, when his presence is with us, we have plenty of joy, plenty of peace, plenty of happiness, plenty of identity, plenty of purpose in our life. So maybe you're not getting an expensive haircut, but the enemy's waiting for you to tell the secret. The enemy is waiting for you to say, I don't need God. And boom, he's got you. But God being amazing and having his arms open for you says, come to me and I will use you and I will show you the most marvelous of being my children. My friend, this is my message to you. May God bless you and use you. And let's learn from Samson. Don't let's fall into our ego and say we don't need God, because we do. And I assure you, I promise you, it's the best thing you can do. I know it was for me. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one. Amen.
Believing that you are still one step ahead of God is like going to prison voluntarily. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. We are Tu Voz es Mi Voz.